So now what we're going to do is adjust this parking area here. We got to grade that out. So what I'm going to do is start, and again, another line. So we'll do another line string, and we will start, basically we want to start at this intersection here. So I'm going to right click and say intersection of segments, and I'm going to pick this line here and this line here. Let's try that again. So we'll go intersection of segments, pick that line and that line. Okay, and the elevation we're going to get along this line, and we'll just snap to that point right there. Alright, so there's our starting point. We're going to come up to this point here. We're going to go up at a 2%. We know that we're sloped down this line at a 2%, so we're going to come down here and we're going to go negative 2%. And then we will right click and go perpendicular to segment. We'll pick that line there. It picks up that elevation along that line. And now we've got that spot graded there. So again, if I go back to take off and build surfaces, I've included this parking area. We also, looks like we got to add another line over there. So to close that piece out, so let's go ahead and create another line string, and we will snap to the end of this line here and end of this line over there. So we'll do another build surfaces, and that includes that area over there. So you see we're pretty good. Now what we want to do is we want to offset this building pad. So we're going to come in, we're going to pick the building pad, we're going to go to our CAD ribbon, we're going to offset this line, we're going to call it building finished floor, and we're going to put that on our building layer. And our offset's just going to be 0.1. This time we're going to come to the inside, and we'll leave the vertical offset at 0. And we'll close this. Now we offset at 0.1, so it's in there. We're going to go to our data prep. We're going to go to elevation, and we're going to do an absolute elevation basically of 455, which is our finished floor. So that sets all of the vertices around that building to 455. Right. So now you'll see that when we do the build surfaces, it will flatten out our building and create our area. Okay. Now we can do some neat things here, where we can go into our surface slicer. So if we go to surface and surface slicer, and I pick a point through here, I can take a look at my site, and if I do some exaggeration by holding my shift control key down, I can exaggerate the vertical, and you can see that I really don't have a truly smooth surface in this area over here, so that's something we can fix. If I do a slicer over here, I can see through the loading dock. If I come through here, I can see that. If I come through here, I've got my flat area for my building and my parking. So again, lots of ways that I can look at this surface. So we've noticed over here that we have an area that we need to take a look at, and we're picking that building. So what we're going to do, we're picking the corner of that building. So I'm going to come in here, and we're going to pick this corner. We're going to edit that line string. We know that our building, if we go to horizontal, so our corner is going that way. If we go to vertical, we've got a vertical elevation there that is at 455. Let's actually change that to incoming slope, and let's set our incoming slope to a 1.5%. So when we hit save, oops, let's back out of that and just make sure. I think I did. Let's undo that line string there. So let's pick that line again, make sure we got the right one, edit that line string, and we want to edit this point here. So make sure I pick on that point, and that's going to be an incoming slope of 1.5%. And then we'll hit save. So now it adjusts that point there. Okay. And now when we rebuild the surface, we've got a little bit better relief. So again, that's our foundation reveal that we're seeing around the building. We've got our high spots in our building. Okay, we got our finished floor there that we're matching. We'll probably have to match some stuff in the front as well to change that reveal, especially like in this corner. So what we can do here, same concept, is if we edit that line string, we know we've got sidewalk here, so we're gonna go in this direction. We want to edit this point, so I'm going to go to vertical, and I'm going to insert this PVI here, and again we're going to use that as an incoming slope, and we want to maintain a 1% slope this way. So we'll just come in and put a negative 1%, and it lowers that point right there. Okay, so we do got our finished floor of our building that we're tying in there, but that's okay. So we'll leave that the way it is. Again, build surfaces, and now we've got a little bit better grades coming through here. We might do the same thing over on this side, where we make sure that this point, all right, so just checking our horizontal, we're coming in this way. Our vertical, we're going to go that way. So our outgoing slope in this case is going to be 1%. It'll adjust that down a little bit as well. Okay. So again, just adjusting, tweaking, rebuilding. It gives us our general planes. We've got our building, we've got our ADA, we've got our parking. And now what we can do, which we'll show in the next video, is we're going to take all our line work that represents our parking lot, and we're going to drape it up to this surface so that it, well, not use drape, we're going to elevate it to the surface so that all these curve lines and everything in here all get associated to proper elevation, and then we're going to use those to actually do the finished surface.